Nobody does it better. This is Chicago's News Talk 89 WLS.
5:30, Roe Garry on the Big 89.
You're a 50,000-watt mofo at the corner of State and Lake at your service until 7. And then Bruce DuMont loosens his belt, gets on the way of the impeachment hearing.
Yes, he does. I had to dispatch a poor gentleman on that program last night.
We were at the Museum of Broadcasting because we haven't had a Garfield goose fix in a while, so we thought we'd go over there and see the dirty sock. And you were invited on.
Yeah. They, well...
For what reason?
Well, because I happened to...
No, there's more to this story, actually. Let's tell the whole story. We went to tape this... What's the name of the show?
Big Fat Nude Hippo Show.
Fat Nude Hippo Show.
Let's do the news with Jim. We'll come back. We'll tell this story, which does have kind of an entertaining quality to it. I hate those guys. All right, here's Jim.
Big homeless protest on Lower Wacker coming up here. Our Susan Carlson is there.
News Talk 89 WLS.
.541. Oh, I don't do AccuTime, but this man to my left does.
No, and let me tell you something. It was so late in 541 when you said it wasn't even accurate. AccuTime, 542. So, leave it to a professional, would you?
So last night we go to the Museum of Broadcasting, home of all of Channel 9's old equipment, and Garfield Goose, and Elmer the Elephant, and Snaggletooth, or whatever that show is you watched, Snickleport. What is it? Suck It Up, or what was it?
That was, I know the show I used to watch, Giggle Snort Hotel, BJ's Giggle Snort. Actually, it was not. It was BJ and Dirty Dragon when I watched it. And they had Weird and Dirty Dragon, and they had the Lemon Drop Kid.
All in a case.
Yep.
And we went to this taping for the Big Nude Hippo show, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. That will air in late February. Anyway, we walk in, and they have a number of people that are being interviewed. They get all kinds of people to do this.
Right.
I mean,
Really a cult-following show.
This is a cable show, but
cable
we
access.
walk in, and there's Joel Daly waiting to be interviewed, Harry Porterfield, and being interviewed as we walked in, Roe's friend, Mike Adamle.
Well, all right, now we have to explain that concurrently, while they're taping this in the television wing of the Broadcast Museum and the radio wing of the Broadcast Museum, Bruce DuMont is broadcasting his 1-hour summation of that day of the trial of the president show. His Beyond the Beltway special nightly show that they're doing.
Until it's over, soon, we hope. Not that we don't like Bruce doing that, but this thing is...
No, that's fine, but the trial itself is kind of boring.
What the hell did they talk about?
So when we walked in, and then I saw Adamle sitting there getting interviewed, and I started rolling through these thoughts in my head, like, you know what, I've been saying on the air now for
Since he
months,
started back at Channel 5.
right, that he's got this weird look in his eyes, and I do know that
that's when it comes to Papa, when you run into that person on the street.
Yeah. And
here's what happened. You turned and ran like a sissy.
So I decided that during the portion that they're taping with Mike Adamle, because he was going to have to get up and leave this portion at some point, but you know what? I think I'll mosey back over to the radio studio and see what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
You know, I work in radio, and I'm like, well, I go see radio.
Like a sissy.
Yeah, I did.
So I talked to Mike, and he was very nice.
And, well, he probably doesn't know. Anyway, the point is that I walked back over to the radio studio, and Bruce waves me on to come sit down and do a segment on the radio show.
So you're hiding and sweating. Not great.
Right.
I won't get beaten up over here.
I went into the witness protection program, basically, of Beyond the Beltway. So I sat down, and they were talking about the trial. And they had this, one guy's a Republican, Chris Roebling, who was a Republican functionary in the state of Illinois. And then, I guess, a Democratic lawyer. I knew he was a lawyer, and he was a Democrat, because I could tell by the way he was talking. And this guy wanted to talk about how important it is that we keep everything in mind. He was talking about very specific legal points concerning this trial. Now, the trial itself is a total bust in terms of the public interest.
And we know the outcome.
Right. And that's what I said.
Who's going to be interested in that when you know the outcome?
Bruce asked me if Monica Lewinsky actually testifies, is that going to change anything? I said, no. We know the story. What could she possibly say? And if there is something that she adds now, it would be perjury, because why didn't she add it before?
Right.
So
you were basically saying to everybody, wrap it up?
Yes.
It's over, guys.
Yeah.
Go home now.
And I said that the president that President Clinton defamed the presidency by doing something stupid like this. I mean, who can believe what it? And this one lawyer just got mad at me for saying that. First of all, defamed is the incorrect word.
So now,
and secondly,
you got a guy that wants to beat you up on that end of the
Right.
building, and now Adamle's ready
Right.
to beat you up on the other.
right. So I'm sitting there stuck
So
in
there
between
you're
this.
hiding behind Snicklepuss or whatever that puppet is that you liked as a kid.
Weird.
Shaking. Yeah, with Garfield Goose jammed in your pants.
Yeah, no, I'm actually working Garfield Goose because I like that clapping noise he used to make when you'd actually move his
Right.
mouth.
You had quite an evening. Pretty
Yeah,
proud of yourself.
Yeah, pretty scary.
Yeah. It is kind of awkward when you start hammering somebody on the air and then you see them, right?
Oh, like you've never done that. Like you've never.
What?
Oh, because
What
you've never hammered anybody on
I've
the
been
air,
with
have you?
Gary for a long time, and he spent half of his life making U-turns out of elevators and
dodging.
people arrive.
No, that's the fun of it. You stand there and you take it. You see what happens.
So.
I know, but you wouldn't know about that. So I'll just. I certainly wouldn't know about that. I generally do.
But last night.
But last night I had a bad feeling.
He just turned, man. Adamle's sitting there. Hamana.
I had a bad, and I have. I mean, I have certainly, confronted and stared down.
But you just
Many
weren't in the
people
mood
I've
last
hammered.
night, were you?
Well, these are generally people. When I hammer people, I stare them down. It's somebody I've hammered fairly for something that they've done wrong.
Or they're physical weaklings.
Right. But but first of all, Adamle, former NFL player.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if I'm being fair in terms of my hammering of him. I'm just doing it to try to be funny, and of course,
Right.
And I know he has no sense of humor.
Oh, that's great.
So there's
total
three
it up
things.
now. Keep it going.
Yeah, and
That's nice. He's a very nice guy, and he was very nice to me last night. And
Does he have a sense of humor? Do you think?
I think so. Yeah.
The last time I talked to him, he didn't
when
have
he told me I was going to hammer you when he was looking for you, I thought that was funny.
So I'm sitting in the radio studio staring at Bruce,
Like-
trying to. And the funny thing about Bruce DuMont, when he's doing the show, is Bruce is a very nice guy. I mean, he's one of the true gentlemen in our business, and there are not any in our business. And he takes what he does very seriously. He's taking the show that he's doing very seriously, and he realizes while he's doing it, oh my God, this trial is absolutely sucking the life out of everybody. And you see almost the desperation in his face as he's doing this, earnestly trying to do this show that he knows people have a very limited interest in it. So he's earnestly doing this, and I'm staring at him, and I've got all this respect for him, and and he's doing this, and I'm thinking right behind me any minute now, Adamle's hand is going to come grab me and drag me off this set.
Right, and toss you into the whole Garfield Goose display.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that picture in the paper.
I thought that was going to happen. So.
You having birds around your head with Garfield Goose. What was the other character? Beauregard Burnside III, the dog, and a picture of Fraser Thomas, and your bloody face in the middle of all of them.
My bloody face cracked through a glass case. My head just in the case.
But they got Elmer the Elephant over there. I mean, if you're my age, you know Elmer the Elephant. It's over there. They got all that stuff.
And they have...
And all the old cameras. It's like GN's You Store It.
Right. They have all the cameras from Channel 9 from the early days.
And old television sets. Now, you're too young to remember when television screens were like the size of a magnifying glass.
I thought you were too, but apparently I was wrong.
My day, the whole family sat around the trailer door looking out a small window in the door that looked like a TV, waiting for the old man to come home drunk, and we liked it. I didn't eat cooked food until I was 12, you punks. You're sitting here on State Street watching stuff, wearing Marshall Field shoes.
Thank you. Hey, can I talk? Oh, no, forget it. We'll just do a break here.
You okay?
I was going to talk about Dirty Dragon here with a caller, but...
That's code for something.
That's something I'll have to do later at home.
Than it does to you kids.
See, you don't remember Dirty Dragon, do you?
No.
That whole BJ... Whatever his
Now
name
you're
was.
back to the president. 45, partly sunny tomorrow, Kim.
In the northwestern suburbs, there's an